Intrigue, mystery, industrial espionage. This week's Photography Talk episode has none of those things, but what we do have are details about a handful of new, unique, and exciting cameras. In fact, each of these cameras has the potential to completely change the photography industry forever. How, you ask? Well, that's the discussion that we're going to have here in a moment after I shamelessly ask for a teeny tiny favor. Now, if you love today's video, take a second and hit that like button to tell me, good job, Alex. It's like leaving a tip after a dinner. Now, you reward the server with a big tip, and since heck, I'm serving up tasty photography news today, it seems appropriate to give me a tip in the form of a like, right? It doesn't cost you anything, just a little tap of your mouse there. Anyways, I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and being part of the Photography Talk community. It really means a lot. Now, let's get on to what you're here for, this week's headlines. Now, as many of you know, one of my cameras is the R5. Now, this hands down is the best camera that I've owned for imaging and video. But the R5, let's be real here, this camera is getting old. I mean, this was released back in, the summer of 2020, along with the EOS R6. Now, the R6 has already gotten an upgrade with the EOS Mark II model, which of course is the main camera here. So it seems reasonable to assume that the R5 Mark II should be on the way sometime soon. Now, the most recent rumors indicate that there will be not just one R5 Mark II, but the possibility of two R5 Mark IIs. Now, if you think about it, the idea isn't all that outlandish. I mean, after all, Canon served up the 5DS and the 5DSR all at the same time back in the summer of 2015. So perhaps Canon wants to relive that glory. I mean, both of those cameras were very impressive and did very well for Canon. So maybe the R5 or two R5 cameras will repeat that success. Now, rumors indicate that the two new R5 cameras might be the R5 Mark II, which would be the camera that is primarily used for imaging, and the R5C Mark II, which would be for video. Now, this makes sense when you think about it. 90% of Canon market are people who want to shoot video. Now, whether this actually happens or not is a huge question mark. Now, these rumors are very new and not confirmed, so only time will tell if the R5 family has twins in the future. Now, if Canon splits the R5, though, it could have major implications for the industry. Now, we might see more of these splits in the future, with individual models getting a photography-centered option and then, of course, getting the video-centered option. Now, let's pause here for a second. What are your feelings on this? Do you feel the need that we have a image focused camera, and then of course we have a video focused camera, like with the R5, or let's say other manufacturers start doing this, where they have more of a, those of you that are interested in imaging, here's your imaging version of this camera. Those that are more interested in the video, well, here's one with video loaded features and so forth. Do you feel that is necessary, or do you like them being more of a kind of a compromise of both? Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on that. But anyways, stay tuned on the R5 Mark II. As we get more details on that, I will keep you guys informed. Now, a while back, we discussed news that Pentax has a new film camera in development. Well, there's more details to discuss now that Nikon, Pentax parent company, has released a new video about what they call the film project. Now, for starters, the camera will be just that. All new. It won't be re-imaging of a classic Pentax film camera, and there's no name for the camera yet, but what we do know is that it will have a fixed lens and have mechanics for winding film, just like back in the old days. Also confirmed is that it will be a small compact camera, so if you were hoping for a big old SLR like back in the day, you are out of luck. However, the development of the hand mechanics that we spoke about a moment ago have been done in a way that it can be incorporated into larger SLR cameras or bodies in the future. Now, as much as I'd like to tell you when the new film camera is going to be ready to hit the market, the fact is I can't. I can't even speculate on when this thing is going to be ready. Now, Nikon hasn't really provided much of a timeline, if any kind. Now, given the growing interest in film photography, my guess is that Nikon is going to have this project on the fast track. So who knows, you might see me talking about this camera again soon with official details and an announcement date. Now, whenever this camera does debut, it could usher in a new era of film photography, with camera companies fighting to release new and exciting models along their digital offerings. That could be why, it could. We've seen crazier things happen. Personally myself, I have a Canon AE1 down there that I use I probably get out every few months with it. It's fun to shoot film. How about you? Your last time picking up a film camera was when? That's meant to be a fill in a gap. So leave a comment down below. Now, in case you missed it, Sony Corporation has pledged to reduce its environmental footprint to 0 by 2023. Now, that's a pretty lofty goal, but the company seems to be all in on the idea, and they're doing something interesting to really meet their deadline. Now, one of those things is they're making cameras out of trash. Well, okay, trash might be a little strong of a word. Now, what Sony is actually doing is they're using recycled plastic material called Surplus. Now, they make plastic components for their products. Now, the windscreens on their Sony new vlogging cameras are actually made of Surplus. The A7 IV also has plastics made from Surplus. And what's really interesting about this is that the base components of Surplus are actually discarded optical disc and VHS tapes, items that have been lying in the trash heap of history, geez, for quite some time now. In addition to the windscreens and plastic components on the cameras, Sony's using Surplus in its TVs and smartphones as well. Now, Sony says these recycled plastics offer the same durability and the performance as brand new plastics. And if that is being the case, more companies might be jumping on the idea of using recycled materials in an effort to save the environment without negatively impacting the performance of the products, which is pretty darn cool. So the next time that you use a Sony product, just remember that the plastic you're touching could be from a VHS tape that you, your parents, or even your grandparents rented from Blockbuster. Blockbuster back in the day. I just heard Blockbuster may be having a comeback, which will be pretty interesting. But regardless, friends, that is pretty cool stuff. Now let's shift gears and talk about our current giveaway. We have 3 excellent prizes up for the grab. We have a Holdfast Gear Remographer bag, we have a Hex Ranger sling, and of course the old faithful $100 Amazon gift card. Now, as always, friends, we make this super easy for you to participate. Step 1, well, you gotta like this video and you need to subscribe to the channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk. Introduce yourself. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But as I keep saying over and over again, swing by, say hello. We would love to see you. And friends, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and actually one last thing before we go bugging out of here today. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so, and it's going to give you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. Well, friends, wow, that was a mouthful. Pretty exciting stuff on the newsreel here this week, but that is all I have. But with the exception of passing on a little gratitude, there's a lot of options on YouTube that could be taking your attention. The fact that you've given me a few minutes of your time, I'm absolutely grateful. And in such, I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff right now. So please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and hit all notifications. And friend, now that's officially all I have. So I'm going to be shutting off these cameras so you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.